invasion movies. Those three words likely make you think of humanity getting its arse handed to it until bombastic, larger-than-life all-American heroes save the world using a computer virus and a nuclear bomb. Fortunately, Battle LA isn't one of those movies. I mean, that's not to say that there isn't a little bit of cheesy hoo-ah dotted throughout, but it doesn't dominate like it does in Independence Day. What Battle LA is, though, is an attempt at making a proper war film that just happens to feature aliens instead of insurgents or the massed forces of a unified Korea. Visually, the film has far more in common with Black Hawk Down than it does Independence Day or Skyline, and I gotta say, I think it works damn well. And as an aside, if they ever made a large-budget, live-action Warhammer 40k film featuring the Imperial Guard, this is how I'd want it to be done. The build-up to things kicking off is, in my view, done quite well. There's a good sense of, yeah, exactly. Although I will say that certain moments do lack a little credibility. I mean, the planet just got invaded by aliens. You could at least look a little less nonchalant as you plan the counterpush. The only significant problem I have with the build-up is that it's done in a way that I really dislike. The film kicks off with something interesting happening before going all fucking flashback on our behinds. And in my view, the moment the film kicks off with and the build up to it would have been far stronger without the flashback. The action, once things do kick off, comes thick and fast, and I'll be perfectly honest, it really did it for me. It's the sort of man versus alien war that I've been waiting pretty much my whole life for, if I'm entirely honest here. That this film, as I mentioned earlier, has been treated like an actual war film helps matters no end, and it does, in my view, generate significantly more combat drama than either Starship Troopers or Aliens. The alien designs I like. Now, whereas Skyline went biological in its alien design philosophy, Battle LA goes technological, and more interestingly, the technology used doesn't involve big sparkly lasers, but instead relies on good old-fashioned kablooey missiles and other nasty-looking slug throwers. Now, for me, this was a very good thing, as it makes for a far more interesting spectacle. Character-wise, those we're presented with, okay, so in all fairness, the characters we meet all fulfill generic war movie roles. There is some characterization before things kick off, but it is all a trifle cliched, and it's certainly something of a weak link here. The performances throughout are pretty good, and Michelle Rodriguez does get to do something I've only seen her do once so far in an action role. Bear in mind, this is only the fourth I've seen her in. If I have one slight critique here, it's with the tone of the performances as a whole. For the most part, they do stick to the film's push, shall we say, to make a war film that incidentally features aliens. Aaron Eckhart certainly keeps this in mind, as does Noel Fisher and Adetokunbo McCormack, and I apologise if I've mispronounced that. But on occasion, it does feel like the rest of the cast remembers that they're making a science fiction movie, and they end up not quite convincing. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a bit of cheese dotted throughout this film, and some of it, yes, amounts to little more than bigging up the awesomeness of the US Marine Corps. But, to be fair, I can see any military unit, regardless of type or nationality, doing the same damn thing to keep morale high enough to carry on the fight. But I have to, once again, be very honest here. Some of the cheese in this film, it made me smile quite a bit. And yes, it does detract from the war movie this film is supposed to be, and as a result, some of the cheese can be a little jarring. But overall, for me personally, I found that forgivable. There are, however, a few slightly less forgivable things, it has to be said. A couple of moments are predictable to the point of being tedious. A few more moments are annoyingly melodramatic, and I cannot stand melodrama. And the ability, or lack thereof, of human weaponry to take out the invaders is a tad inconsistent. Now, I'm not going to tell you as to why, but I think you'll know it if you see it. But despite that, and in case you haven't already noticed, I really enjoyed this film. It's a surprisingly fun, entertaining sci-fi war film that scratches an itch I have had for years, and there is no way in hell it is deserving of some of the poor reviews it's gotten.